Hey everybody, Happy New Year. Hope you're having a first, great day, for as far as the new year, new start, all that, everything. I have been so tired. It is actually kind of ridiculous. I don't know what's going on with me. And then my chest got to hurting a little while ago, and it's kind of got me concerned a little bit, but it's whatever. I'm just sleepy. And I get on here in a vlog and talk about things that I'm going through if you're a first time viewer. But even if you're a first time viewer and even if you don't like my video, I still hope that you're doing well. I hope your family's doing well. Keep putting your best foot forward. Keep trying at everything that you do. And know that you are valued and appreciated. But yeah, I'm just really tired today. I'm really kind of irritable a little bit. Like, I hate the way my hair looks because all these little broken off baby hairs. It's driving me insane. I don't know if I should cut my hair or not. I don't know. I've literally thought about just taking the scissors and just... Cause I like having long hair because it's pretty. Other than that, that's the only, thing I like about it. To a degree. I mean... And it's... I like playing with it and braiding it, but yeah, other than that, I kind of hate it. I really liked when I had short hair, but it's like it's an accomplishment, to have my hair this long and everything. But I liked having short hair because it was easier to take care of and everything. Even though everybody was like, why'd you cut your hair? I like you with long hair. That's the thing about human beings and nature and people. Like I was talking about in a video the other day about people that, don't have children and stuff. And then they're very picky when they go and try to, adopt children or something. If people have the allowance to be that picky, they will do that, literally. If you give them, what is it? If you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. Oh, fuck. I'm so tired. And then that's the reason, it's like other people fuck up things for other people. That's just like me dealing with EJ. Yeah, okay, I messed up. I pissed you off. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, you say you've forgiven me. Okay, you've forgiven me, but yet you won't talk to me. You won't hang out with me anymore. Don't seem like you really forgave me. Just saying. But you're like, oh, I can't hang out with you because you'll do it again, and I'm like, no, I won't. Like, that's just like that night with my kid. I was sitting there on the couch with my legs crossed and everything. And she was like, I want to call Nana and Papa and go with them, but I'm afraid that you'll get mad at me and you'll say that, yeah, I can go, but then you won't really mean it. And then when I do call them, you'll call them back and be like, no, I'm making her stay home, this and that, and everything. And I was like, nope. I was like, I'm going to sit right here. I was like, I'm going to sit right here and I'm going to let you leave because that's what you want to do. I was like, but you're responsible for the fact that you're leaving. Whatever comes of it, comes of it. And that's the whole thing, too, about whatever the situation is with how they went about getting the temporary custody of her. I've always tried to talk to my daughter about being responsible. And then I went and put in an application day before yesterday stating that I could start work today. I haven't received a phone call from anybody, and then I'm just sitting here and I'm kind of negative about that. And that's another thing too. Oh my God, I don't know what is wrong with my brain in the degree of the negative thinking. And I've seen this thing where they're like, oh, we did a study and negative thinking is, this and that. But in all honesty, I am the most positive out of my family. My family is just, they're very dilatory where I'm not. So yeah, they'll do things that I hesitate at doing, normal things, if you will. But for as far as having a positive mindset that things are going to work out, they don't have that at all. And it's like, I've always been the one that's like, yeah, go ahead, go, you can do this, and everything. And I don't know, I'm just really tired. Maybe everything's resetting, refreshing, whatever, unless even my pets, they've been out of it the past 3, 4, 5 days, and so have I, but they are just, I got my dogs asleep on the couch right now. And it's like they're just gone to the world. They're just completely out of it. But I don't know. I'm trying not to worry too much about the future, even though society tells you to. But it's like I woke up and I had all these negative thoughts in the back of my head about, God, what if I don't get my job back? God, what if this don't happen? God, what if I do have to, like applying things to the future, instead of staying in here in the now. And then I got on this app that I downloaded a few days ago where this girl was talking to me, and she was talking about all this crap she's supposedly going through and shit and everything. And she's been wanting to talk to me ever since then, but I finally got back on there and stayed on there a little bit today and talked to her or whatever. And she's very adamant in regular shit, I guess, that other people are pretty adamant in or whatever. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, and then that's just like another one of my friends that's doing something that it's not illegal, but it's just something I wouldn't do is the best way to word it. And it's not even that bad, but it's just something I wouldn't do. I've thought about doing stuff that sacrifices your morals, if you will, and stuff and things like that, but I haven't done it, and at the end of the day, I probably just, because I'm an INFP, I hold my morals and values very high above everything else. It's like, I sit here and I watch the movie, what is it, the little cartoon movie, The Trumpet of the Swans or something like that. It's like one of my kids' movies. And she loved that movie there for a while and everything. And I watched it thinking of her and looking around and being like, this is my home. And why couldn't it have felt more like this all this time? And I'm like, oh yeah, I know why. Because of the landlord and the maintenance people. Because I let them bother me, because everything that they said, every little negative comment that they said, every little underbelly stab, gouge, whatever that they said, I let it get to me. I let it bother me. And now I'm like, and here I am now, and I told the landlord I was going to possibly move out if the good Lord is willing. And the landlord's like, oh, well, I'll be expecting you to leave when your lease is up, just very, and I was like, oh, okay, And then I'm just like, how fucking stupid in the back of my mind. I done live here. I've done got used to living here. And I don't have, I'm no better off than I was when I first came to live here, and with the circumstances of my child and my family, I'm actually worse off, in that sense a little bit. But I'm no better off than I was then. And it's like, how stupid on her end, in my opinion, my landlord's end, in my opinion, to be like, oh, I wanted to have control over you more than you were willing to let me, so now I'm mad at you, so now, yeah, you can move out whenever your lease is up, and, she's going to have to find somebody else she's going to have to go through somebody else. You know what I'm like? That's just like the comment that I made to one of my neighbors. He got tickled as shit out of it. But he's like, well, what's the problem with your job? When I was still working my job, and I was like, well, for starters, I've had 3 different GMs in 1 fucking year. I was like, do you realize that that's like having 3 different husbands all within 1 year? Oh, I'm going to be married to you for 4 months. Oh, okay, we're getting divorced. That's the end of that. Oh, I'm going to be married to you for 3 months. oh, well, we're going to get divorced, you know, and then, oh, I'm going to be married to you for, what would that be? 4, 3, so 7. So I'm going to be married to you for 5 months. You know, like, you can't, I mean, yeah, flexibility is good, and I get it. I get the need for it. But at the same time, having routines is good. And we live in a society that is more about being flexible than it is about routines, if you will, and traditions, if you will, and stuff like that. And it's just like, and then people walk around wondering why everything's going to hell in a handbasket, if you will. Like, it's just like, because, I mean, that's even my parents, for crying out loud. And even my aunt that took custody of her grandchildren. My parents raised me and my sister. Their parents raised them. Their parents raised them. You get what I'm saying? Their parents raised them. Everybody's parents raised everybody's fucking kids. Everybody raised their own goddamn kids until this generation come along, you know? And now it's like, oh, my grandparents, or not my grandparents, but my mom or my aunt or so-and-so took my kids. It's like this is where I feel like I'm kind of dealing with some stupidity, you know? Like, I know I'm not the brightest brain, you know, because I don't fix myself on wanting to be the brightest brain. I don't care to, in all fucking honesty. Call me lazy, I don't give a shit. But I don't care to. It's like, I was sitting here, and it's like, I feel like my brain is in a fog right now. Well, I've been letting the dog sleep with me the past few nights in the bed. And even at that and everything, it's just like, probably made my allergies worse. Probably why, you know. And then I'm like, but I don't care. Because them sleeping in the bed with me is making me sleep better. Because I hear them snoring, you know, and they're right beside me, you know, and they'll put their back up against my back or my butt or my legs, or they'll sleep on my feet, and it makes me feel good. You know, it makes me feel good to have them in there with me, you know. And then I don't even give a shit to be cleaning up any type of mess right about now, because I'm just like, they're worth it. You know? But anyways, it's like, I know I need to be put back on Zyrtec, and I know that I think better when I'm on Zyrtec, and it's like all this sinus shit just, after a while, it cleans out, and so I can breathe and I can think. And right now it's like I'm just slow, and I'm just, ugh. And I've been like that for years now because I've been off of Zyrtec. But when I was on Zyrtec, I was like, you know, everything just, I got it and stuff. But what good does it do to have knowledge if the knowledge is something that has more of a hindrance, if it's more of a problem, you know, than it is helpful? And that's the reason I'm like, knowledge, whatever. And so this one girl or whatever that's talking to me, like, she's young, supposedly, she might be lying to me, but she's young, supposedly. And it's like, she's more concerned about finding somebody to sleep with, if you will, than anything on the face of the planet. And then my friend doing what they're doing is them giving up, and they're around the same age as me, and they're like giving up, but they're giving in to society's normalities, I guess. Even though it's kind of the backside or the darker side of the normalities. And it's just like, well, you know, money's money. Money's what makes the world go around, you know, and everything like that. And it's like, and I get that, because I've even said that shit. I even said that shit to my own damn husband. I said that shit to people in school, you know. And, I mean, but I never went through, you know, and I have nothing against people for going through with the things that they go through. I guess that's the reason I was able to get along with my cousin for so long and everything. Even after she did things that the family was like, oh, that's so shameful. I was just like, hey, she's just trying and she's doing what's working for her, and don't hate her for it. That's the biggest thing. I don't hate nobody for their decisions. Even this child, if you will, that is focused on trying to get somebody to sleep with and shit. And I'm just like talking to her and I'm like, is there nothing else you want to focus on? And then, like, that's like me. Even call me a country bumpkin. I don't give a shit. But it's like, I've had sex. Obviously, I have a child. I liked sex. Kind of a little iffy towards it now. Still like it quite a bit. Ain't even gonna lie. Haven't had it in a very long time. Don't even care to anymore. In all honesty. Because of the different representations that people have. And the mass majority have it as it's just something to do. And then even at that, that's another thing too. Especially dealing with, well, both these people kind of that I'm talking to, dealing with or whatever. My education, I guess, for as far as sex, is relatively basic. Even though I know, you get what I'm saying? But I don't know in detail. I didn't care to read up. I didn't care to go and watch 1,000 porns on every subject, in every way, in every position, and everything. I'm like a baby to a degree. I'm touching the surfaces and stuff, if you will. And that's because why would I want to like I'm not alive to have sex. That's not my life's purpose. And in all honesty, I don't think it would ever be anybody's life purpose. What the fuck am I looking at? Hold on. Oh, okay. Okay. I forgot that, I set my broom over by the wall where this pink leash is hanging. And my broom's pink. And I was like, okay, did the leash fall? And then I was like, but it didn't fall all the way down, but it's the handle to the broom. It's freaking me out. Oh my god. That's what I get for not putting the broom back where it belongs after sweeping yesterday. These dogs shed like crazy. How sad is it I don't want to pay $8 for the piece to fix my vacuum right now? Because it's not sad because it's just not a priority in my life right now. So it's like, I'll just sweep every couple of days. But anyway, for as far as sex and the whole subject of that and everything, I don't look at my life, and I don't think anybody should, unless they're wanting to be that, which I don't know why anybody would honestly put their potential as just being somebody that has sex. But I don't, like, that's not the purpose of my life. The purpose of my life is to not fuck, like, not, I mean, yeah, I can, it's something I can do, it's something I have done, it's something in the future I might do, and everything, but it's not, and then even at that, that's dealing with personal relationships and whoever you're having sex with and stuff like that, so it shouldn't be, I don't get it. It's like men took the Bible, looked at the Bible where it said to populate the world and was just like, yep, that's what we're here for. Pull out your dicks, guys. Let's get these babies pregnant. Let's fuck them all. Like, really? I mean, if that really is the purpose of life, can somebody kill me now? Like, seriously. Because what about all the things that have nothing to do with that? What about the conversations, the small things, a nice cup of coffee or hot chocolate when it's cold outside, or having cream of chicken noodle, or noodle soup or chicken noodle soup or whatever, hot off the stove, waiting for your kids when they come in when they've been playing out in the snow. And them thinking that you're the best cook just for heating up, a can of soup, because they're so cold, and they come in and that's like everybody's go-to, and that's just like fucking pinto beans around here, like it's something everybody's ate for centuries, so it passed down, as a home cooked, something deep rooted, and you eat it and it's a comfort food, What about good things like that? What about petting a dog or a cat or teaching a puppy how to roll over for the first time, or watching a kid take their first steps? Oh my God, melt my heart, Like, there is so much more to life than just fucking and making kids and making the population grow. There's so much more to it. And this one person that I'm talking to that's like, they're a kid, they're younger, and they're all, I wish I could see, and talking about who they want to see and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, Jesus, they're younger than me, and they think that's all there is to life. And so I asked them, I was like, what's your goals? What's your inspiration? What do you want to... And this is the question that I said to her, and it even hit me, and I was like, whoa. And then I was like, get your ass up, Heather. You got some shit to do, But I asked her, I said, what is the one thing that you would want to put all your effort into, even if it failed? If it never fucking happened. Never, ever fucking happened. But you can look back at all the years of effort that you put into it, and you don't feel regret. Instead, you look at it and you go, well, it took me 95 years and I still didn't reach my goal. But damn it, I tried. Like, Jesus Christ. I don't know. And then one thing she said to me, she said, you're not human. She said, you're not human to me. She said something else that was kind of offensive, but then she took it back. But she's a kid, and so I just let it go, But she kind of got mad at me there for a minute, and everything. And she's like, you're not human, And I was just like, okay, Oh, God, I found it so funny. I shouldn't have found it as funny as I did, in all honesty, but, I was just like, well, never really said I was born, and then they told me I was, Like, because perception is what it is. And everybody can have different perceptions. But then again, not, because that's just like, oh, you're born, from, a human, so that makes you human, And how far can perception be picked apart? It can be picked apart all the way down to the nitty gritty, like. But I thought to myself, is this really what, kids and anybody is kind of giving into and giving up on and stuff, where it's just like money and sex? That's it. That's all there is. Money and sex. I've been feeling so sick the past few weeks on and off, and I don't know why. But, I mean, like, seriously, like, why are you going to be so wrapped up in thinking that that's all that life is money and sex? Or even if you're not having sex, money in relationships, dating relationships, romantic relationships. There is so much more to life out there. I even asked her something as simple as what her favorite color was, and she didn't even answer. Because, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, And how many times you going to lead it to water before you just give up and you let the horse wander around, and if you're lucky, it'll drink water before it dies. You get what I'm saying? And that's just like my dog Sandy that my dad killed or whatever. Well, I should stop saying or whatever because he did kill her. But anyways, I don't know why I'm trying to give him an excuse when he don't deserve one because what he did was cruel. But that dog, when she would get sick, she wouldn't eat unless it was me out there feeding her by hand. And sometimes that's the way people are whenever it comes to certain things. They have to have a certain person that leads them to, do what they need to, or leads them down the path that they need to. And sometimes I feel like that's the reason my life's so fucked up, is I'm like, where's my people that's supposed to help me? And then other people feel like that towards me, to a degree. And it's like, you helped me, or you're helpful. And I'm just like, okay, I was helpful for you, but who the hell's helpful for me, And then it all reverts back to, okay, well, I guess, if I boil it down to who helps me, because we're all a tool of God, so God helps me. And if God hasn't sent the help that I need right now, then I'm not supposed to have it right now, And like I've stated before, I'm a firm believer in God. But anyways, so this kid or whatever, she's all like, oh, I want to see my, this and that, and whoever she's dating and wanting to see and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, And then so I asked her, I was like, well, what's your favorite color? And I said, this is a time, because if you're a child, let me rephrase this even at that. If you are living in a home that is provided for. See, I missed this when I was living with my parents and even my grandmother, but then not. I kind of caught on when I was living with my grandmother. And I kind of caught on around 15 when I was still living with my parents. And see, that's the reason, my life kind of turned. And I kind of started realizing, hey, I have a little bit of control here. I have a little bit of torque, I can use. And so, I used it to the advantages that I thought was best and stuff. And go off there. Okay. And one of the things that I did, was I had independence to a degree. And I fucking adored it, and that's when I started, and I switched classes and then started going to the counselor more, talking to the counselor about things. Granted, I didn't go a lot, but still more than I ever had willingly in my whole, years of school. I was actually asking to speak to the counselor. And I just had this independence that was coming up in me, and then, in the process of that, I got pregnant, and that kind of put a damper on things. And then because I got pregnant, I allowed my parents to have more control over the freedom that I had developed, because it was like, I messed up, and they're screaming at me that I messed up, so now I have to render control back over to them. And so all this time, for 15 fucking years now, it's been like, give me back my little bit of control. And then it's like, okay, we'll think about it. And then they finally did, because I'm not wanting to be the disrespectful, because I was disrespectful, I'd smart off to them, I didn't do anything else but smart off to them, but I left them speechless sometimes. Not because, it wasn't even an arguing. It was just a matter of fact, That's like my dad when he used to try to bitch and be like, damn lazy ass bitch laying in her fucking bed, ain't done shit all goddamn day. And I'd be like, what? I can hear you, you know? And then he'd be like, yeah, I bet you ain't even fed the fucking dogs. And I was like, yep, I have. I fed them at 3 o'clock this morning. You can go down there and check and see. And then he'd go down and check and see, and he'd be like, and I'd be like, you know, like, yeah, I did my work. You know, I got my stuff taken care of, you know? But, anyways, what the hell was I even before I kind of got sidetracked on myself? Oh, about this girl and colors, and I was like, what's your favorite color? She didn't even answer, and I was like, this is a time, and that's what it is. Okay, that's what I was going to say. Anybody that is living up under a home, okay, up under a head of household, and that head of household is paying the bills, and you do not have to pay the bills, or you only have to pay certain things, and you're not having to pay, you know, the rent, the mortgage, the power, or whatever, okay? If you watch this and you are living up under somebody else, you are up under their house, their roof, their home, whatever. You're paying the bills, you know, I mean, you're not shit. They're paying the bills. They're paying the bills. They're paying the rent. They're paying the power. They're paying the groceries. Or even if they're not paying the groceries and they get food stamps and they go and get any way that they're doing that, then you need to realize the opportunity that you have. And see, a lot of you don't. And the opportunity that you have during that time, even if you're paying a little bit, like say it's like when my sister first got, for the first, I don't know how many damn years that she had a job and this is what makes me so mad at my parents. I'm like, do you realize she had a job and she was able to do whatever she wanted to with that money? Because y'all let her. All she had to do was like pay gas money, car insurance, and then like for her deodorant and lotion and shampoo and hair color and hair dye and clothes and, you know, necessities like that. But the food was taken care of. She didn't have to pay for it. She didn't have to pay for the power, and she didn't have to pay for the house. And she stayed there for years like that. And she got it, you know, she understood this, you know, she was the little genius, you know, or whatever. And then she still didn't even get it 100%, but she got it a hell of a lot more than I did. But there's a lot of us that are out there that we don't understand that. And that's something that honestly needs to be preached about in school. Instead of preaching in schools about how, oh, be respectful of your mom and dad, you know, and saying it in that way, no, this is the way it needs to be said. If they are paying for your basic needs, if they are paying the rent, and even if they're not even paying the rent, even if y'all are staying in government-assisted housing, don't be like, well, they honestly don't pay for it, you know, and stuff like that. No, you're not understanding if you're coming at it with that attitude. The attitude that you need to have is that you're having your basic needs met for free is the best way to word it. You're not having to worry about them. You're not having to worry about the roof over your head, even if it's not the best, about the food in your fridge, even if it's not the most, and about the power. And if your parents try to get you to worry about that thing too, you know, and you're not willing to, and you're not in a place that you can, you know, then don't let it bother you. And I know that's hard to do, but try your damnedest. Sorry, my nose is itching really bad. But try your damnedest, now my ear, to not worry about it. Now, granted, if you have to go out and get a part-time job and help pay half the bills or something like that, sweetheart, your parents providing you a way to get a part-time job and stuff like that. Be appreciative, and so, yeah, help whenever they say and everything like that. But what I'm getting at is you do not have the full burdened responsibility of providing for your home and your food and your power. If it is not fully on your back, and if it's on your parents' back to do that and to take care of that for you, or even if you're only halfway helping, you need to realize all the spare time that you have to be figuring out who you are and what you want to do with your life. Now, this is going to sound really mean, and I maybe should have said it to this young girl or whatever that I'm talking to that's all, oh, I want to be with my boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever or whoever, and stuff, about how she just wants to, and she thinks life is pretty much, about that. And I get that there's people that have addictions and stuff like that, and that's one addiction that people can have, and, and I've known some that do, and, and whatever and stuff. But even at that, you've got to kind of stand your ass up and figure what you want to put your life into. And I thought to myself, of saying this to this girl, I thought, honey, I thought about saying this to her, but I don't know how bad off she is, and I don't know if she's like suicidal in any way or not and stuff. But then even at that, sometimes, that's like, what is it? There was the thing going around for years. Oh, you hear somebody say they want to commit suicide, you need to look at them and say, okay, go ahead and do it. You need to call them on their bluff. And so, okay, everybody's sitting around here, my life's so miserable, my life's so miserable. Okay, if you die tomorrow, what is it going to say on your tombstone for as far as a description of you? Now, granted, it's going to say the normal shit, especially if you have a normal family that want a normal appearance, which everybody normally does, and they love society, and they love fitting in, and they love following the line. So it's going to say, Miss, mother, sister, girlfriend, lover, this and that, and missed and best and this, and the same for dudes, missed son and husband and brother and uncle and, carrying this and that. But I'm not talking about those things. Even though those can be a thing. And how much truth do you want ringing in those? Because as well as I do, you go out to a cemetery and you see where it says best father on 98% of the men that's dead, on to a degree, the ones that even do have that listed. It's like best father, best husband. And it's like, were they really, or are you just trying to say that? And you never know. But then again, if you kind of have a study in your mind, I guess, on civilization and society and the way the world is, it's kind of like, that's the girls that go out and they put on the makeup, even though they're hiding like, bruised eye, and they gotta have, shirt down to here to cover the bruise on their arm, the hand grab and this and that, and they go out and they look all pretty, and here's that little headstone, or tombstone that says, the best this, the best that, So yeah, you can figure. But then there's the ones that it actually means it for, and it says best mother. And you'll go out to their funeral, let's say, like in theory, and eventually you're going to run into one of their kids. And why is their kid out there? Oh, their kid comes out every month and puts fresh flowers on their mom's grave because their mom was the best mom, in their opinion. And in their truthful opinion. Not the opinion formed by society that's the little guilt one of, oh, I'll go out there and I'll, every year on Christmas, or on their birthday. Which, I get some people do that because they're religious views and stuff and everything, and some people don't even believe in putting flowers on graves and stuff like that. But the ones that, do and are on that level, and it's like, oh, here's the best mom, that died that's laying here. You're more than likely going to bump into their kids because, for the ones that actually meant it. But I thought to myself, to saying to this girl that I'm talking to, that I'm trying to I'm friends with is the best way to word it. And I'm kind of trying to help her or whatever, talk to her and let her vent about all the shit she's went through. And it's kind of, daunting and heartbreaking and all this all at the same time and stuff, but it's just like, and then even my other friend doing what they're doing, and like, I don't care as long as I have money, so that way I can, because money's what makes the world go around, and as long as I'm going about it in all legal ways, and they are all legal ways, nothing illegal about it, it's just like, and I mean, I've even said that I would, think about stuff like that, but I'm not in that situation, and I'm not willing to at this point in time, and I honestly kind of doubt I ever would be. But then again, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. But anyways, this girl, I thought about saying to her, okay, if you were to die tomorrow, would you want it to say on your tombstone your name, and like, say it was almost like a job application, but then again not, but like I said, your tombstone, let's say, they put description of you on there, and it says was good at sex. Is that what you want? Like, where do you want your knowledge to be at? That's the reason, like I said, I'm like a baby, kind of. I mean, I have the gist of everything, the skimmed view of the sex basics, if you will, but I don't know all the in detail shit. I've not sat here and got on, some porn site and watched everything, like I said, 1,000 times, and been like, oh, do it again, and what's that? And oh my God, and ooh, I like, like, and that's the thing too, is there's a lot of people that have got so wrapped up in that in society that it's honestly like mind blowing and ridiculous. Because I've only been with two people, and I didn't know in being with those two people that sex is different. And so that might even be bad to put out there, kind of, because guys being kind of whorish, and even some women being whorish and being like, yeah, oh, I didn't like it with them anymore because I got mad at them because they didn't do the dishes. So now I'm going to go over here and have sex with this other person because it's different. Different. Does nobody value anything anymore? That's like me having another kid right now and being like, well, I gave up on you, Ava, because I just, you pissed me off, and you went and stayed with your Nana and Papa, and somehow they got temporary custody of you, so I'm just going to have another kid and take care of them and love them because they're different. It's like, no, I'm not. I might have other children, but I'm not going to be like shunned, for as far as shunning her, my daughter that I do have, away and being like, oh, I replaced you. Like, when did we become so replaceable as human beings? When did we let society beat us down so much that it's like we're literally like robots? Your dog dies, you go get a new puppy the very next day. And sometimes that actually is a good thing to do, because emotionally it devastates you when your dog passes away, and yes, you do like dogs, and it's good to give them a home and stuff like that. But the ones that do it just to have a picture put up on Facebook that's like, look at my new doggy, and then they shove their dog aside and they never teach it anything, and literally, like, I don't know, the value of everything has dropped just so the value of money and a dollar can raise, can be more. And it's honestly sickening. It's really bad. Like, I don't know. I think everybody kind of needs to think about that at some point in time. What they want, to list them, like if something was to list them, like whenever they die, what would your list say about you? And you gotta be honest with yourself. Like mine, for as far as a negative trait, it'd be like, when she's angry, watch out. Like, says very mean and hurtful things when very angry. Like, I'm me. Everybody needs to find who they are and learn to be comfortable with themselves, and yet not try to push who they are. Damn fly. Push who they are off on others. I gotta get up here and kill these damn flies that came in here yesterday. I wish I could get out to the store and buy some of the strips, because that's honestly what I need. That's what I get for leaving the door open, though. Oh, my neck is tense now, too. Damn. The other day when I was cleaning, I was trying to, do some exercises when I was bent over the tub cleaning stuff. So I was, squatting as I was cleaning stuff and everything. Because my hip, and I was like, well, maybe it's not just my ankle. Maybe it's also my muscles, and they're over relaxed, if you will, and not been worked out and stuff. And look at that. That's insane. But, anyway. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and end this. I hope everybody's sleeping well, at least, And I just hope everybody's doing good, and I hope you put your best foot forward. If you need somebody to talk to, you can hit me up, on my messenger and stuff, and I'll talk to you. I have no problem talking to people unless they cross a point that they shouldn't, or something like that. And if that's the case, then I'll just block you, But other than that, I just hope everybody's doing well, and staying safe and staying warm, and fed and taken care of. And I honestly hope my daughter knows how much I love her, even though I'm pretty certain that she does. But I wish I could see her more than what I've been seeing her, but whatever. I miss my kid. I miss a lot of things. I'm tired of missing things, but then again, not. And then that in itself is just. But at least while I was watching the movie today, I went and did all my dishes or whatever, because I don't have enough dishes to do for one day because I don't eat enough. So it's just 3 things, and yeah, but to run dishwater and then even to put a squirt of soap in, and it's monotonous and it's kind of crazy. So I'll let them set for a day or two, and then I'll wash them off. Which I know a lot of people that do that. Even my friend that lives around here does that, but I don't know. To each their own, I guess. But I wish everybody the best. I hope you're doing good, and I hope you're having a great first day of our new year. And stay safe, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video.